draw with a thick brush, coming out here and criticizing this without talking to these Iranians whatsoever. And you have the broadband.
Whoa, bro. Look, bro. I'm sorry, but why the fuck do I care about what Iranians who's living in America got to say? They living in America. They living in the UK. They're outside of the situation. They're not walking in the streets of Tehran. So I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. If that sounds rude, then get over it. Because I don't care. They don't matter. Well, you said the Iranians in the street that are in America? Yeah, they don't matter. What matters is the Iranians in America that is saying Allah Akbar while bombs are going off in the back. Those are who matter. Not the girl with the Iranian flag in the back doing the Trump dance, and you over here going like, yeah, that's what Iranian people think. No, don't be a dumbass.
Celebrations in LA, in New York, right now in Washington Square Park. There are huge folks coming out in support of this.
You know, oh yeah, shout out to the support guys. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let some of y'all up here. I got you. I do want to hear from some of you guys. Get y'all opinion for a quick 30 minutes. Give 30 minutes to you guys. Well, maybe a little bit less since the sun is starting to come up, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's Washington Square Park right now. There's a huge pro-Iranian parade. And I mean, look, Nick, you asked that question, how does it benefit America? I think if you zoom out, what he had referenced before is very true, is we are a unipolar region. We're the only hegemony in the Western Hemisphere.
Chat, should we go to the park? Should we go to a protest after? But I don't know. Now it's kind of dangerous for me to go to protest these days.
Yes, it is.
Who are you?
And yo, Sid, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up? I'm feeling very benevolent tonight. You know, benevolent.
Yeah, wait, really? Why are you feeling benevolent? To who?
No, I was trying to mispronounce it like Nick Shirley did on Channel 5. But
I'm crying. Y'all doing this man dirty, bro.
Dude, isn't he like Walt Jr. from Breaking Bad? You saw Breaking Bad, right?
Yes, I have, bro. Come on.
Dude, this guy, he's got cerebral palsy or something. This guy is like dumb as fuck.
Come on, bro. Chill on Nick. I get it. I don't like his ass, but I ain't gonna lie. He's put some, I ain't gonna lie, he put fraud out there. He put fraud on the map. And I know you guys say, well, nobody got arrested, but actions were taken. So, you know, people can't abuse the system.
No, people did get arrested. It was just people got arrested years ago for the fraud scheme that he said he exposed. But.
I think that they were talking about, I think what you were talking about was the Feed the Children, right?
Well, yeah, the entire fraud scheme involving all the Somalians, all the convictions with that were done. I'm pretty sure, or at least started under the Biden administration. So
that's true. Yeah, the Feed the Children investigation started under them. We all know contained like 76 of them.
But the way that Nick Shirley frames it is like it's all Democrats trying to cover stuff up. And he just frames it in a totally dishonest way, like totally partisan, totally my side versus your side, like that sort of thing.
I would say like this though, because I don't really see it as a bipartisan thing. I think he gives them their chance, and I get it, but a lot of these guys make themselves look bad. And then let's be real, the attack that the left did on Nick Shirley after going out there and exposing what looks to be fraud. Now, I'm not gonna say it is fraud, but it looks like fraud. Yeah, that's the problem. The constant attack on this guy.
It rings hollow when Trump is like pardoning fraudsters left and right. I mean, first and second term.
All right, true. But hey, at least they did some time. We're talking about fraudsters who are still going.
Well, some of them did time, like Bannon, but other than that, no. Like, I mean, some of them did time because they were arrested when Biden was in office, but.
Look, I would say this. The reason I defend Nick Shirley is because he's actually doing the work that the mainstream media is too afraid to do. I mean, honestly, and you know what? Maybe you think that, there's nothing to find, but obviously there is. And I think from the last video I was playing, it kind of showed what honestly Nick Shirley should have got across the board. He went to this one daycare. The Somali woman came in not speaking no lick of English. Then she brought her son to the front. Son was nice, respectful, said, "Oh, bro, I can give you an application. Here's a business card, and I can set you on your way." And that's all we need. That's all we need.
Yeah, but dude, no, who the fuck is gonna watch that? Like, media is all about getting clicks. It's about covering stories that people care about. Like,
That's true. But
people aren't gonna care about fraud that happened years ago that people have been prosecuted for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying on that one, but these guys ain't been prosecuted about the daycares. And like I said, let's go with allegedly, because we don't know for sure if it's actual fraud because no charges have been honestly placed on these guys. But it's the alleged part of this that's honestly pissing a lot of people off. And
and then this guy makes fun of the Leering Center thing, and he can't even pronounce the word benevolent. Like,
all right, come on, hey, benevolent is a lot harder to pronounce than to learn Leering.
well, one thing we can agree on is both of them are American citizens.
True. No, you're right. I mean, the Somalians are American citizens. The one that's here and is running these businesses, even if it may be fraudulently, still American. Still American, by the way, guys. But now I get what you're saying. Look. What I didn't like is how people use Nick Shirley's work as a reason to low-key, well, one, push against Muslims. And also, I'll be real with you. They did try to make it seem like, and I'm be real with you, bro, it does seem like the left is irresponsible when it comes to fraud. Not all of them, but when it comes to Minnesota, it looks like Tim Walz is pretty damn irresponsible.
Here's the thing, though, Seth. Like, did you see today that Trump unsanctioned Iranian oil?
Yep, that was
insane. And all these people will screech at you about the JCPOA and the unfreezing of Iranian sanctions during a time where a negotiation was happening, and now during a time where a negotiation is not happening and Americans are getting killed, in fact, Trump unleashes about twice as much of Iranian sanctions. Like, so here's the thing. Fraud will always exist in any large form of government programs in any way. Some countries account fraud in as like a given. Fraud is not good. It should be sought out and it should be eliminated wherever we could find it. But Nick Shirley is framing himself as someone who he's not. One, he's not like a particularly smart journalist. And two,
debatable.
A lot of this fraud has been uncovered before he ever even showed up. And the only reason he knows about it is because the very Democrats he's accusing of covering it up were investigating it.
And they put out paperwork online for him to even find out, about the money and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. But hold on now. But that's the thing, though. They put out this paperwork. It looks funny, and nobody really ever checks up on it. That's the problem. And maybe it's a bit too much work. Maybe they got better things to do. But that is the problem, though. The fact that they put these numbers out there. Some of them see how wonky it is, and they still don't do no investigation.
Well, I think people, if it looks like there's fraud, they should do investigation. But I will guarantee you that no actual convictions, no actual fraud charges will come from any of Nick Shirley's reporting. He's like a total fraudster himself, and not reporting on anything new.
There was actions though, government actions that was taken because of his what he did was his so-called journalism. I know y'all hate.
Yeah, there was like an ICE surge to Minneapolis that was walked back on after 2 people got shot. But
yeah, true. But hold on now. I wouldn't say he's the reason because they brought in more ICE. But I will
he said he was the reason. He posted it and was like all this. Yeah, he was like he posted it on X. He was like all this from one video, and it was like the protests in Minneapolis.
I thought it was the outrage from the Somalian community in Minnesota because they were pissed.
Yeah, because they're all being painted to be like these like as Monty calls them, Somali pirates. It's totally fucked up.
True, but here's the thing. I don't believe all of the guys that Nick Fuentes went to were fraudulent. I just believe that they went about it the wrong way. And I'll say like this, look, if you guys want to vindicate yourselves, you know there's this message about your people, I would do everything in my power to stop that message. Like, don't fall for the stereotype. If you're going to sit there and you understand that everybody's accusing Somali businesses of being fraudulent, be that Somali business owner that's like, no, my business is real. I worked hard for this. Here's your pamphlet and card. Now get the hell up out of here.
Fair enough, but I will see it as a duty of my own to call, and you don't do this, but speaking of what Monty said, to call people like Monty out that are being totally, honestly racist. Like, even to call them Somali pirates, like he wouldn't call any white person that was also involved in the same type of fraud a pirate or anything like that.
Hold on, he did call Jews coin clippers though. So,
oh yeah, he was going hard, but it's because he's like compensating because he doesn't want to seem like he's like
going too hard on the Muslims or going too hard on the on the Arabs.
Yeah, it was like a token slur, basically.
All right, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm gonna assume that Monty is a equal opportunity racist like I am.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I'll give him that credit too. Do you want to see Sneako's like stupid response real quick? I did send it to you on Discord to Jake Lang specifically.
Perfect. Sure, why not? Let me go ahead and get into your right here. Here it is.
It's pretty funny, actually.
Man,
I hate Sneako. I mean, I don't hate him, but I really disagree with him on a lot of stuff. But this is funny.
Really? What do you disagree with Sneako on?
I think he's too much into like that red pill dating stuff, and I think he like is actually anti-Semitic a little bit. Like, I'm not anti-Semitic, even though I'm not a fan of Israel. But
sometimes I go in. Sometimes I'll say something anti-Semitic just to trigger the pro-Israel guys because I'm just like, hey, if y'all gonna call me anti-Semitic, I mean, I will lean into it. I'll be
I totally agree. I do that sometimes too, but like I think Sneako is actually kind of like Sneako's actually kind of believes all that shit. So
I mean, true. I would say this. He kind of turned off it a little bit since the whole beef with Andrew Tate. I'm be real. The whole red pill space is falling apart.
Yeah, a little bit. Andrew Tate like fucked him over completely. Bro. I
seen that too. I was like, you just gonna snitch on the homie? Like, damn. And then you gonna have people
not even snitch, but like totally lie. It was like a total lie. It was Fresh that played that song. It wasn't even Sneako.
Bro, and
so he just lied and snitched.
And Fresh was trying to throw bro under the bus over that too.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into the video though.
And how stupid it is Jake Lang is literally a wall-kissing Zionist Jew. He's kissing the wall in Israel. He's not a white Christian. Does he think that Muslims are Superman and that pork is kryptonite? I think he thinks that Muslims start to disintegrate because of pork. The Muslims aren't like, oh my God, pork. It's just a gross animal. They eat their own shit. They don't sweat. It's something we don't eat, but we don't evaporate. It's not porkinite.
I'm done. It really is. But he do walk out there like with the pigs and all this crazy stuff, bro. When he put the Quran in the pig head, I was like, yeah, bro, you're going a little too far now.
Or that goat that he drove in front of Gracie Mansion.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just straight up racism, right? Like,
yeah, at a certain point, it gets inexcusable. It's like, all right, bro, hold on now. Like, I mean, I get your argument against immigration, but bro, if your problem with immigration is Muslims, trust me, man, you're shooting at the wrong target here.
Yeah, and you're totally right about him. All he does is the only reason he exists is to like make everything worse, like increase the flames, like soak the flames, just be a total asshole and like make everything terrible. Like that's all he does.
Yeah, I mean, bro, he makes things hostile for Muslims, and I mean, even for really liberals as well. Because I shout out to the liberals and the Democrats. I actually sit there and defend the Muslims, and sadly, the conservatives and guys in Maga will sit there and call you un-American. Oh, you want the takeover of America? You want the Islamic takeover? That's why y'all a bunch of Islamists. I'm like,
yeah, and then he goes out in public and gets attacked.
Racist rhetoric.
Yeah. And then he goes out in public and gets attacked, and like it's a black guy and like a trans person that saves him. and he has no reflection on that whatsoever. Like,
Man,
yeah.
He's I don't know. I really do believe this guy's like some type of Mossad agent at a certain point, because there's just no way you have that type of cognitive dissonance at that point. I think I heard even a Muslim, I think it was a black guy that might have been a Muslim that saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
he's like Tommy Robinson. Tommy Robinson.
Oh yeah, Tommy knows the crazy thing is Tommy Robinson wasn't rhetoric. I don't think his rhetoric wasn't that crazy. And then once that documentary came out, he went in on Islam. Because like,
but he also kind of lied like Nick Shirley. Like he pretended like he had this case that was out against him for a totally different reason than it was. And
but my main problem with him was that I feel like he kind of hid his colors. He kind of like, he had a mask off moment after his documentary came out, because in his documentary he was just calling out, the terrible immigration laws, how some of these people were afraid to speak out against, like, well, be real with you, like Pakistani Muslims for some reason. And it was true. But the problem was that after that, he started coming down on Muslims as if all Muslims are like this. And I'm just like, hold on, bro. You was talking about just one Muslim, one kid in this video and how it was being covered up. And that's cool. But when you sit there, you try to make it the whole religion, you're over here on Alex Jones having y'all Christian supremacist moment. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, and these guys have no business lecturing anybody else on immigration when they support the very policies that create massive refugee crises. Like, this Tommy Robinson supports Israel, who is not, how many Lebanese people have been displaced by Israel's actions just in the last 2 weeks?
A million.
Like, yeah, 1 million. And then they act like it's the Muslim people's fault for being displaced by the very actions they support. And it's like a game, and it has to be up. We have to stop legitimizing it and pretending like it's anything that we should pay attention to.
People are calling out this Muslim attack, these Muslim attacks, and I'm just like, I actually got the Reddit on some of their reasons, and one of their reasons was because of what was going on in Lebanon. He had family killed in Lebanon due to Israelis bombing, and I'm just like, bro, we get the blowback from all of their escapades when it comes to this shit. It kills me. It's like, so what? You guys were killing people in Palestine way before October 7th. And that's kind of one of the reasons why 9/11 popped off. Yeah, the two guys who were hijackers, they went to Saudi Arabia as two Palestinian guys who were upset at America because of their support for Israel when Israel was doing the Palestinians.
Yeah. It's like completely inappropriate too for anybody that complains about immigration or Muslim influence in the West to support Israel, to support any of our actions in Iraq or Afghanistan or Iran or Yemen, or even Syria also.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't understand how people don't see how much they're displacing people and creating the very refugee crisis that they're now saying that we need to give up our rights to protect against. Like, bro,
here's the craziest part. Like due to our actions in the Middle East, like we literally created these people who chant death to America. And I do hate when people bring that up, because I'm just like, that's like, they kind of got a good reason. I don't like them saying it, but when you go through the history of our Middle East intervention, escapades, and be real with you, they have a really good reason to say death to America. And I don't like when they say it, but let's be real. When you destabilize all of their regions around them, or you destabilize their own country, what do you expect these people to feel? Like, how do you expect them to feel towards us, especially Iran, when we've really been involved with them? Like, we've been corrupting their government for what was it, since the first straw and the second, I believe?
I mean, even look at the glee that people that support this war get when they talk about the death of some of these people. Like,
oh yeah,
I hate to bring Monty into it when he's not here, but he is almost gleeful talking about war that is costing not only Iranian civilians lives, but American lives as well. and that Trump clearly has no grasp on. Like, he's lashing out on Truth Social at
Well,
Israel.
but
He's
here's the
lashing
thing.
out at another country on Truth Social.
I kind of give people Monty's mindset so a bit of grace, because in their minds they truly feel like this is the best thing for America, the Iranian people. There's a problem that should have been taken care of a while ago. We heard Monty arguments, and they're decent arguments. I'll be real with you. But the problem, but you're right. The problem with it is that like, you're kind of forgetting the history in between this. Because you already know Monty, he'll use the argument, 47 years of war, and they've attacked this and us and that and the third. And then, like, we hear you, bro, but it's like you're forgetting the nuance of all these situations. There's always been a tit for tat thing with Iran. So to sit
And
back
it
and
gets
like,
muddled by like the goat fucker thing that he says all the time, like
I mean,
the blatant racism, honestly. And like, it's weird to say that because Iran is a white country, but somehow he finds a way to make it racist, like calling them goat fuckers, like we're fighting against Sunnis in Iraq and Afghanistan again.
I'll be
But
real. For some reason, there is a hatred of Muslims being sold throughout, the right wing. And
yeah,
you know me, I call it out, and I try to pull Monty's card and sometimes gaming card when they go a little bit too far. But I'm starting to learn that this is like, y'all have a real fear of maybe a real fear or real intolerance. I'll be nice and say intolerance of Muslims that honestly isn't warranted. It's not.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
especially the
And
whole Muslim takeover. But go ahead.
I'll be like honest. I'm not a fan of ethno states or religious ethno states at all. And so that's one of the main arguments I have against Israel. And I know Monty and others criticize Israel as well. So I'm not saying they let them off the hook, but I do feel like there is this is to the extent that Israel does get criticized, it's like an offhand comment, you know. But other than that, it's like, oh, they're bad partners, even though they're destabilizing the entire globe and they're bombing and they're kind of uncontrollable and they're lying constantly and they're also an ethno state. Like, it is this sort of like secondhand, like, oh yeah, Israel sucks too.
Oh yeah, and they've
But
attacked all their neighbors and all this crazy stuff, and they've expanded their borders. But oh no, it's the Muslim countries that's the dangerous ones. They're the ones trying to take over the world, even though none of them has expanded their borders.
yeah, and their borders aren't even like they were basically given to them, you know, like
Yeah.
by Western countries. Like, they're
Yep.
not like natural like occurring borders or anything like that. So
Nah, what was it? The Rothschilds bought the land in 1890, and then they finalized it in 1948 through the help of multiple Jewish mafia gangs and terrorists as well. Yeah, Israel was started by terrorists, and I mean, trust me, they really got it started through terrorism. What was it?
terrorism is just what you do, but a different country.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy because what was it? The King David Hotel, the bombing of the King David Hotel, the guy who popped that off was Israel's first prime minister.
Yeah.
Like,
No, he was totally a radical, and like, there's nothing wrong with being a radical, but like, the things that people count as terrorism in this country is like, if it's us or a country that's aligned with us, it's not terrorism. If it's an adversary, then it is terrorism. And I don't know.
yeah, I hear what you're saying on that one. And bro, like I said, the way they're selling this war is through one, the hatred of Muslims, and two, through the Maga coalition. Now, I mean, it's completely taken over, bro. We were America first, and now we're Israel first. I don't know what the F happened. We just got steamrolled by Lindsey Graham and Mark Levin, and sadly, Laura Loomer. Like the worst of the right wing.
These are people that have always been part of the coalition that it just wasn't recognized. Like,
not MAGA. Remember, these were the guys that were, well, except for Laura Loomer, but these were the guys that was anti-Trump. They were never Trumpers. And then as soon as Trump, got out of the JCPOA and they seen their opportunity to push him towards war with Iran, oh yeah, they was on his dick then.
yeah, they liked that. They liked him killing Soleimani.
Yup.
They liked that he increased drone strikes by like an incomprehensible amount and stopped the reporting on it. They liked his attacks on Yemen. I mean, Trump was never a dove, and I know his words and JD Vance's words and him hiring Tulsi Gabbard as a token might have suggested that they were, but these guys were always frauds. They were always liars.
Mm. Well, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the American people were depending on these so-called liars to actually push us through. Well, look, man. I mean, as long as it wasn't a war, he could have effed up a little bit with the economy, had some change of courses, but a full-on war causing probably like, bro, it's gonna be a long time to reverse the damage that the war caused on oil pricing. They're talking about 6 months.
I'm pretty sure
And
you
remember stop the war today.
Yeah. And that's assuming it would just stop, like we even could do that.
I mean, here's a problem. Like I said, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place because, I mean, bro, you see what Iran's asking for. These guys are asking for reparations.
Yeah, they'd probably keep going, and Israel would probably keep going.
Oh, yeah,
and then, therefore, we'd probably have to keep going. Like, that's the hard truth of the anti-war group like us. We didn't want the war in the first place, but now that it's happening, it doesn't seem like it's just so easy to stop,
Yeah, and even though everybody was trying to tell us that it'd be so easy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Just because, and the thing is, Trump wasn't the only person who got cocky off of Venezuela. I mean, a lot of guys in MAGA did. And even then, I was like, everybody was like, S.E.T was over worrying. And I was like, yeah, sure. But as long as you just don't carry this attitude towards Iran, I'm fine. Like, if you guys want to carry this attitude towards Cuba, Ecuador, and all these other South American countries, go ahead. That's easy. But Iran, you think you're going to do the same thing with Iran, get an easy turnover like that? Yeah, we were tripping at that point. That's why I knew we were tripping. I was like, oh, man, like, we really think we're going to treat them like Venezuela? With double the size, double the population.
I wouldn't even think our escapades in Venezuela are over. Like, for now they are. But, like, this could have ripple effects.
I would say this, like, the worst thing that happened in Venezuela is that the Venezuelan people realized that, Delcy Rodriguez did sell out Maduro, and those militia groups in the street that's begging for Maduro back. Yeah, you're never going to get Maduro back because your vice president, now president, sold this man out. And if the people of Venezuela don't like that outcome, and if they're not benefiting from us handling their oil, Delcy Rodriguez, there is going to be a revolution in Venezuela if they're not being treated the way we kind of framed they would, because the regime is still in power. Most likely their laws and their authoritarian ways are still going on.
Yeah, the propaganda word, right? The propaganda word, liberated. Yep. I was told that the people of Venezuela were liberated, yet they're still living under the same regime. Only this regime is a little bit nicer to the United States government.
Look, basically, we told the regime, look, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just make sure you give us our cut of that oil money. That's it.
Yeah. And so that will create blowback, though. Even the killing of some of these cartel guys, the way we're doing it.
I would hope not, because the cartel is actually pretty damn ruthless.
Yeah.
But with Maduro and all that good stuff, there could be blowback if the people of Venezuela aren't being ran correctly.
But most cartels also rule with they rule with fear and favor. You know what I mean?
And they buy all the politicians.
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's like you remove the cartel, you kind of remove that gun from the politician's head. So I mean, maybe they can get a little bit more, I don't know, democracy in there, or a little bit more. Well, or I would say live in a safer country. Let's just say that. Because when the cartel running your country ain't safe.
Yep. I agree with that. I just think that, we both agree that we'd both want democracy in Central and South America. But in my opinion, I don't think this creates it at all. And I think that's kind of displayed, or on display, by Delcy Rodriguez being in place still there and still having much as a grip as Maduro did on the military and
Yep. And that's
those
going to be
ones.
the problem further down the line. Because like I said, there's literally armed militia groups in the streets of Venezuela pretty much like asking for Maduro to be returned. And I'm just like, well, how long are these guys going to sit there and, you know, be unsatisfied because they haven't got the return of their leader? How long are they going to sit there and be unsatisfied with that before they start coming at the government? Because these are armed people.
Yeah, and I really don't understand this like pretext that the United States government wants to use, where they like try to charge a leader here and then go and pick him up. Like,
yeah, well, that was one of the charges. And you're right. You're right. If anything, like, I mean, honestly, if anything, we could have just, well, how do you deal with Maduro, to be quite honest? Because we would, like, we lock him up, and let's be real. I mean, he basically kind of is working with the cartel. He kind of is a dictator. I mean, the whole gun charge was, that was petty as hell. I was like, come on now, y'all being petty as fuck. But
yeah.
other than that, I mean, I'm okay with him being out of power, but let's be real. It's not like we actually took out the regime.
But we all know they're trying to do the same thing with Petro right now, who was elected and did not steal his election like Maduro did, is not an illegitimate leader like Maduro was.
True,
but this is like
the American empire or the American petrodollar.
Yeah, he did. He has popped off in a lot of ways, but he's also tried to cozy up to Trump in some other ways as well. But
yeah, but come on now, you know how it is with us. If you don't go for our petrodollar empire or within the central bank, you will get attacked. And like I said, the only safety for your country in this world is either getting under our boot or having a nuke. I mean,
well, I don't. Yeah, I really don't think that a Democrat president would be doing this. I know I said it's not just about left and right anymore. I do agree with that, but I don't think Biden or Kamala would be trying to do this type of stuff. I don't think we'd be in war right now if Kamala Harris was president.
Kamala would have had us in a drawn-out conflict with Russia, if anything.
No,
conflict, maybe not a war, but conflict.
Yeah, it would have been like the same thing that Biden was doing with like supplying Ukraine.
Nah,
but it wouldn't have been.
I think we were gonna go for it just like how Europe is going for it. They're talking about sending troops into Ukraine to fight in the trenches against Russia. I think that's what they were gonna do to us.
Well, they're starting to talk about that now because it seems like they're on their own. It seems like America is going to abandon them. Like
we are. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I don't think that they would have that understanding if a Democrat was in office because I don't think we would be trying to abandon them.
I don't know, bro. It just seems like all the Dems were just so war hungry for Russia. I mean, even Hillary Clinton shared that sentiment of being just a war hawk for Russia. That was the problem. That's why I said it seems like on the left, it was like, all right, well, if you vote for them, you get in war with Russia, nuclear power. But on the right, if you vote for Trump, or the right, you're getting war with Iran, which is at least not a nuclear power, but a regional power. So either way, we was fucking with people that we have no business fucking with. Either way. But, oh, shit, man. Yep, time for me to go. But, all right, Sid, I'm about to head out on this one. Hey, shout out. Hey, appreciate you for coming up, bro. And, all right, guys. Yo, Sid, you still there? Well, either way, we're going to go ahead and close out on this one, guys. Make sure to double tap that screen and like the video. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe on your way out. This is Set with Set Media, and I will catch you, well, possibly later on today. Maybe I catch like a 5-6 hour nap, maybe come back on for like 2 hours before I go to work. So we'll see. If not, I'll be back same time tomorrow. All right, guys, Set with Set Media. Go ahead and leave you guys with a word from our sponsors, and you can go ahead and hit the QR code above to catch in on that Kalshi deal. Go ahead and sign up with Kalshi. Use the promo code SETMedia to get $20 when you trade 20 or when you pretty much deposit 20 into Kalshi. All right, guys. Set with Set Media, and we are out. Appreciate the support, guys. Yo, this is Set with Set Media, man. I'm here to talk to you about our partner, Kalshi. Kalshi is the largest legal prediction market in the United States with over 1 million users. It's available in all 50 states. They are a real money market. people trading on what they think will happen. You can build a position and trade in and out of almost any prediction you think. Kalshi facilitates trade between people, kind of like the stock market. There's no limiting your trades just because you're winning. Kalshi will pay you interest on your position. So if you make a long-term trade, you can earn a return even before the market is resolved. If you want to try out Kalshi, go ahead and give them a try, guys, at my link, kalshi.com/setmedia. Get $20 when you trade 20, so it's 20 for 20, guys. Once again, that's kalshi.com/setmedia. Go ahead and use my code setmedia to get $20 when you trade 20. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Kalshi, because like I said, it is a trading market where you can put in your prediction and you can go ahead and earn interest on that. You can make money off the knowledge that you know, and if you put $20 in, you get $20 back. So all right, guys, make sure to go check out my guy at Kalshi, because you can get in on good trades like who will Trump nominate as Fed chair, will Ali Khamenei be outed as the supreme leader, and will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027? So if you want to get in on this action, once again, go ahead and go to my partners at Kalshi. Go ahead and use the link, or you can hit the QR code above and use Set Media to go ahead and get $20 when you trade 20. This is Set from Set Media, and shout out to Kalshi.